Do you really need a quality management system? That's a question fellow CEO asked me recently, knowing that our company helps other companies get certified. And you know what? I gave him really my honest answer, like friend to friend, CEO to CEO. It probably wasn't what he was expecting, but let me give you my honest opinion if you're having the same question. Hi, my name is Miriam Boudreau and I'm with Miro Management Solutions. We've helped hundreds of companies get certified, perform hundreds of audits, and train many people on the ISO and API standards. But today, I want to talk to you not as a consultant, but really as someone who also runs a company that is certified. So not only do we help companies get certified, but we also go through the same pressures, the same activities that other companies have to go through in order to maintain their certifications. So think of me just sitting across you and giving you advice on whether your company should get certified or not. You're asking me, do I really need this QMS thing, or is it just expensive paperwork? So here's what I'm going to tell you, and it may surprise you. The short answer is yes, your company probably needs a QMS. But here's the catch, and this is where most CEOs get it wrong. You only need it if you're actually going to use it. You see what I'm saying? If you're not going to use it, then why are you going to have one? And let me explain what I mean. I've watched and helped companies spend months, sometimes really years, building this elaborate quality management system. Of course, with us, it takes months, but sometimes when we go there, they've been trying. And they build it, they put systems together, they hire people, they even get their certification. And they then don't maintain it, they don't use it. And that's why in our company, we actually try to make sure that the systems that we put in place are sustainable. But what I don't understand is, after all this work, why are they letting it go of their management system, of their certification? I don't think the problem is the people. I don't think it's really the problem is the amount of work. I really think the problem is leadership. They never had bought on it, right? The buy-in was the people, but the leaders did not buy in into this, even though they pay for a lot of things. And maybe they pay because a customer needed that, right? They wanted to give you contract, but they needed you to have that, or you got a mandate from your parent company or something. I don't understand. We've helped companies put nice systems in place. People were really embracing it, and then in a few years, management doesn't want to pay for the registrar. Or maybe they don't think there is value, and then they don't hire maybe another resource. Because truth be told, if you are going for API, there is a little bit of paperwork and data tracking and things that you need. Yeah, you can have web QMS and we can help you put very good systems in place to minimize all of that, but there's gonna be some more extra work. And what I don't understand, why they let go of their systems. And I think even a small company, I mean, look at us, we are a small company and we still keep up with our certification, and not just one, two, and ISO 27000, because we are certified 9001 and 27001. ISO 27001 is very expensive. It has the Annex A, and so you have extra days. A lot of our people, like our developers and our consultants, instructors, and our auditors, they all are not in our office. So our office footprint is small. Yet, sometimes we are audited 2 or 3 days. We've been audited in the past. And that represents, not just the cost of audits, but the recurring costs, the yearly cost of maintaining your certification and then paying the travel expenses and so forth. So I understand what it is to have to pay even when you are a small company. But it is worth it. It helps us maintain our procedures. always having that mentality. Hey, did you update that procedure? If somebody leaves, hey, did we do that MOC? Or did we make all those changes? Did we offboard them properly? Or if we get a new consultant, hey, are they taking their training? We have to do this because we know we're going to also be audited internally and also externally by the registrar. It really keep us in check. So we are the makers, but we are also doing this because we see the value. So if you are asking for your company, do I really need this? Well, if you were filling out a tender and the buyer told you, or the salesperson told you, hey, we don't have this, we need it, because all the time I'm having to say we don't have it, right, in their tenders or bids. You don't just want to get it because you want to check that box. Yes, we have it. You really need to think of this as it will transform your company. It will make processes better. Sometimes when companies come to me or come to our office and they want to get certified, one of the first things I ask is, how much money are you guys making? And if they tell me they are doing wonderfully, then I ask, why do you want to get certified? Because it seems like you have all your ducks in a row. You're doing fantastic. You're doing millions. So what do you want? And I have another video that talks about this, but it could be because they know behind the scenes their processes are in shambles. Their processes are deficient, and in fact they're probably losing and wasting a lot of money, wasting a lot of resources. By the way, in our own little company, we're doing fantastic because we run a very lean, mean machine. Like everything we try to automate, everything we try to run it in a way that we are efficient. And if there's a problem, we're going to open a CIP, we're going to open a corrective action, and we're going to try to prevent that from happening again. But that's because we have this ISO infrastructure that we put in place. So when a company makes millions, it doesn't mean they are making money, right? It could be they are wasting a lot of money. So I understand. I asked them that question. Why do you want to get certified? And they maybe tell me also they want to grow, and they want to grow the right way. Because if you don't have the right processes in place, you're going to continue to grow in a very inefficient way. Just people not knowing what to do, and you're hiring more people because you don't even know what they are doing, by the way. So it's like, okay, you say you need more, then here it is. So you're wasting, right? So if you come to me asking, do I need it? If you don't have it, I think you do. But if you are going to use it, then go for it. If you, as the executive, are not going to use it, then I don't think you need it. Then don't waste your time. Continue. You're making millions, so why stop at that? Maybe you don't even care that there is inefficiencies because, you're making millions, so it doesn't matter. I mean, some of these giant companies, take Amazon, for example. You think they are very efficient? Think again. They make so much money, they probably waste a lot of money too. But at certain point, it doesn't matter, I guess. You're doing so well, it doesn't matter. It's just part of the business. But then again, when you see them cutting, when you see them slashing jobs or trying to make people come back, maybe they do know there is inefficiencies there. But going back to, if you want me to tell you whether you need it, probably. And if you are going to use it, if you're going to drive it, right? Maybe you're not going to be the one doing it, but if you are going to make sure that people use it, then I think that will be worth your time and money. Now, you can train people in your company to do it. You can hire a company like us to help you do it, but it is only going to be worth it if you plan to use it. And I'll be honest, we've had clients who got certified and then after a few years they let go. Either a new management came and they didn't think it was important, or either the person who was driving it left and then the management there didn't want to spend the money. I don't know the reason. Now, in some cases, it's a little more legit. The company was sold and maybe the other company had a different mind, so it wasn't really their plan. But I find strange, it takes time and effort. And so I wonder, were you ever sold on that, or were you just doing it because a customer had pressured you to get certified and that's why you did it? But now, as soon as you either don't have the customer or maybe there's some other circumstances, you're letting it go of that, and that's not the point. So that's my recommendation to you. My honest opinion, advice is that if you are even asking and it is not because a customer is pushing you, it means you've heard of it, you know it could be beneficial, and you're right, it actually could be. It is very beneficial. But it also has to be implemented correctly, by the way. You know, if it is implemented in a way that you're just copying somebody, asking ChatGPT, or, you know, going and buying your certificate from an unaccredited registrar, then you're not going to gain anything. You want to try to get your team to be put on the spotlight. And we have companies, customers, they want very rigid audits, internal and external, because they want to get the value, and their companies are thriving. I mean, year after year, they just continue to improve because it is a good framework for running a company and for improvement. But again, if you don't have that in mind, if you were just thinking, hey, that will be a great certificate to have on the wall, aside from all the other awards we have, this is not very likely, especially not if you're going for API Q1 and Q2. But if you want to do it for the right reasons, then yes, go for it. And you will get that extra recognition and you will get the extra business from having great processes and a great product or service. And one last advice I have for you is that if you do implement the standard and you do implement a quality management system, that you use the tools that you have, that you promote them. You might not be the management rep, you might not have been the person that actually put things in place, but you know, get familiar with them, get familiar with the tools, the procedures, the software being used, and you should be the one driving them also. That's how you're going to set the example. If you set the example, then everyone will follow. In your staff meetings, you need to be the one saying, well, do we have any corrective actions, or is there a problem there? Okay, did we put a corrective action already? Or if somebody is leaving, hey, do we need a management of change? You need to be familiar with these tools, with this concept, with these processes, so that you can drive them, because they are all going to help your company. When it is time for training or when it is time for corrective action, you need to support. If there's a need to do root cause analysis, don't just tell people to hurry up and move on. You actually want to make sure that they take their time doing it, because root cause analysis takes time. You cannot just do it in a few minutes, especially if it is a big problem. So you understanding this concept will help others follow it. And so training, I always say everything has to start with training, because if you don't even understand what you are going through or what you're about to go through, then you're not going to follow it. I hope this video helped you get the idea whether your company needs a quality management system or not. Thank you for watching. If you need help, you can go to our website or watch our other videos on the ISO and API management system standards. Again, thank you, and stay awesome and stay compliant.